What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be looking at the Keychron K2 Pro. So, surprisingly, I ordered this keyboard directly from Keychron, which they're located in China. I live in the United States, and it arrived in like 4 or 5 days, which is crazy coming from China. So DHL Air, you guys rock. So the outside of this box has some cool iridescent font, and it showcases all the features of this keyboard. So the Keychron K2 Pro, it's got QMK firmware, which is an open source keyboard firmware, I believe. You got the VIA key configurator, as well as Bluetooth 5.1, some screw-in stabilizers, hot swappable keys, and PBT keycaps straight out of the box. So that's pretty sweet. Let's take our knife, open this thing up, and see what the inside of this box looks like, see what they gave us. And yeah, they give you some foam in there, so that way you can actually mod it when you want to. And then you got your quick start guide, so that shows you how to connect it to the Bluetooth, as well as a little warning if you're going to swap out your switches to make sure the pins are straight. So in the box, they give you your Windows key replacement because it comes with the Mac ones out of the box. You get a screwdriver for your stabilizers, as well as a switch and a key puller. So just when you pull this keyboard out of the box, you're going to notice the weight on it. It is pretty hefty, which is nice. It feels premium, doesn't feel cheap, and you get a nice colorway. The keycaps, it's personally not my favorite. It's like a beige or a gray with black and red. Looks all right. Personally not my favorite. They do have other colorways, but those were out of stock. So on the back of the keyboard, this is part of the Pro features. It has the stand-up plates, so that way you can stand your keyboard up. It has 2 positions, a lower and a taller one, and I opted for the brown switches in this keyboard. So these are the Gateron Browns, and they did come pre-lubed from the factory, so you'll get a much better performance than you would with a dry switch. You don't have to lube them. I would recommend maybe lubing the stabilizers a little bit more, but honestly, out of the box, this keyboard sounds great. So on the left-hand side of the keyboard, you have your on and off switch, as well as your Mac and Windows toggle. So you can toggle between Mac and Windows, as well as turn the keyboard on. And then right above those two, you have your Type-C port where you can charge the keyboard. So this is a wireless keyboard, so it does have a built-in battery. You don't have to have it plugged in all the time to make it work. You just connect it to your Bluetooth, as long as your computer's got Bluetooth. If it doesn't, you do have the option to do a cable connection. So this keyboard does have south-facing LEDs, which is huge. Your keycaps will not block the LED. If you have shine-through keycaps, you'll see the LED shining through the keycap even more. But if you don't, you'll at least see it behind the keys, and it looks pretty sweet. So to connect it to your computer, it's pretty easy. You just hit the function button and hold down 1, and that's for Bluetooth. So it does have Bluetooth 5.1, makes it pretty easy. So when I compare it to my other keyboard, I can't really go too crazy because it is different switches and it's a completely different board. The Gamma K is an ABS board, whereas the Keychron is an aluminum board. So you can't really compare them too much, but they both do sound good. They sound different. I do realize that the Gamma K, the stabilizers 100% need to be lubed, whereas the Keychron stabilizers came, much more poppy sounding and much more smooth sounding than the Gamma K ones. So that's a win for Keychron, and I think if you just want a keyboard that sounds great out of the box and you don't have to do anything to, Keychron is really one of the better options. You can't go wrong with them. They sound phenomenal. They feel phenomenal. The build quality is great. You have your full, at least on the 75%, you get your media keys, and all the keys have their functions labeled, like the volume up and down, brightness, screenshot, delete. So it does improve productivity, like they say. Overall, I do approve the Keychron K2 Pro, and I think it's a great addition to your desk. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you have a good day.